Hi, good afternoon. This is Michael Workman with RTI's Resin Smart team, and I am planning to talk about non-market adjustments in more detail today. So why are we talking about them? Well, in January, the North American contract pricing market saw the third-party indexes that monitor the space institute non-market adjustments. It's in a few different resins, polyethylene, including high density, low density, and linear low density polyethylene, as well as in PVC. Now, these adjustments can create significant challenges to plastic processors. These adjustments happen when an index modifies the reported price movements in a way that does not reflect the actual supply and demand driven factors that affect the market. And they're all boiling down, they relate back to the methodologies used by these services that can be opaque in nature. So, more specifically, non-market adjustments happen when an index makes a price change that is not just driven by supply and demand. These can be things like lagging adjustments, such as when an index may delay recognizing a price movement that the broader market has already seen, creating a discrepancy between the actual real world resin costs and the reported pricings. Sometimes these adjustments are discretionary, where an index may revise or override a price change, again, based on their methodologies, which again are surveys of the market, right? They're based on reported prices, but these prices don't always factor in what I like to call a net transaction price. So things like discounts and rebates that are in an individual contract for a processor, these can be hidden, right? And they're not captured always by the indexes. The other thing to keep in mind is these index services and their methodologies is some may give more influence to certain data sources over others, which, as you can imagine, can skew pricing trends over time. Basically, in a nutshell, these have to happen because the index decouples from the reality of what's actually happening in the market. And the major issue is not only that they're happening, but they seem to be happening with more frequency. Just last year, we had a non-market adjustment in polyethylene, and here we are 12 months later talking about 30 cents in the polyethylene market again, which can create real financial strain on the plastic processors. You know, they're saddled with unfair cost burdens. The open market dictates a certain price, but processors, if they just follow the index, can end up paying more than they should. And this erodes the margin at the processor, make it harder to compete in their particular geography, makes them less competitive globally as well. Another challenge can be with budgeting and forecasting for the processor. Disrupts financial planning completely. Processors that rely on these index prices to make and inform their purchasing decisions may find themselves in a situation where these changes, don't align with what the actual costs are. And then, last thing, of course, is contractual disadvantage. If you're not up on the nature of your contract, if things have fallen through the cracks, it is possible for your pricing to get locked into an unfavorable structure. But I mean, the good thing is there are things to do. Awareness is always step one. Processors should be scrutinizing their data for the particular resins they buy. There are multiple avenues to get resin pricing, RTI being one of them. Our new ResinSmart.ai service is going to have some of these capabilities. But the important thing is to look at the trends in pricing. Go back to 2020 if you can, and compare what your pricing did with the market in general. Work with a trusted advisor here, like RTI. The first part of our process after an NDA is a no risk benchmarking exercise, and we can really give you some perspective on where you stack up in the market and what you should do about your particular situations. Uh, so Non-market adjustments, they're not fun. They create a lot of administrative work, uh, and they introduce a lot of risk for processors to be able to navigate. But the important thing is they're an opportunity, and by staying informed and by being proactive, the processor can protect themselves and their business from the inflated costs. Reach out, ask us if you have questions, and we're remember we're here to help you. Have a great week.